Welcome everybody. To start this video off, I've got a few questions for you to answer. Do you hate money? Does the idea of working until you're 80 sound appealing to you? Do you want to be living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of your life? Do you want to look something like this? If so, well, you're in luck, because today we're going to be looking at how to speedrun homelessness. Let's dive in. First and foremost, lack of a budget. To truly speedrun losing all your money, you must never make a monthly budget to keep track of your income and your expenses. You should always be tapping your phone, like Apple Pay is free money, because it is, obviously, and you'll never have to worry about how much you have left in your account. Without a solid way to track where your money goes, you'll never truly be able to keep a good balance between what you're saving and what you're spending. When you ignore a budget, little things like a daily coffee from Starbucks or buying lunch from McDonald's every day doesn't seem like a big deal. But if you were to make a budget and actually limit yourself on the expenses like, your coffees and whatnot, you'd start to see just how much it all adds up in the long run. And to kind of add on to this one, always DoorDash your favorite restaurant every night rather than cook a meal at home. You could easily blow through so much more cash if you just DoorDashed a 20-piece nugget meal from McDonald's for $30 instead of make a much healthier, much more nutritious meal including chicken breast at home for a fraction of the price. And this obviously goes with budgeting towards groceries rather than DoorDash. Step 2, get a credit card with the absolutely highest interest rate you can find and only use it to buy everything. A true homeless speedrunner would know that maxing out your 30% interest credit card is one of the fastest ways to lose all your money and possibly the best way to incur so much debt. Another reason credit cards are so effective at bankrupting people is the compounding interest. If I were to max out my card that has $3,000 monthly limit and I have to pay a couple $100 in interest fees for the first month, but I let it just sit there. I don't do anything with it. I let it sit. That could easily turn into hundreds, if not thousands, in interest fees alone. So if you're on the other end and you're trying to be all rich and mighty, whatever, you should be using your credit card like it's money that you already own. So what I mean by that is if I have $100 in my checking account left for the week, I am not spending more than $100 using my credit card because the money in my debit account or my checking account needs to go straight into paying that credit card. And of course, if you're on the other end and not trying to speedrun homelessness like us here, you would be paying off your statement every month before it comes out, before the interest can occur. Step 3, never under any circumstance should you have an emergency savings fund that consists of 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. So let's say you drive to work every day. You got to drive 30 minutes to get there, 30 minutes to come home. Well, your car just broke down, and that's the only way you can get to work. That's the only way you can make a consistent income. Your car broke down, and it's going to cost you $1,200 to fix. Or maybe, on the other hand, your house needs repairs, right? So maybe a pipe burst or whatnot. And if you leave it to just do its thing, it's going to cost you thousands in the future. People who are trying to avoid the broke life would have an emergency fund they can dip into during a tough time like this to avoid having to take out, a high interest loan. But my homeless speedrunners, my best homeless speedrunners out there, know that not having any money saved is the absolute best thing to do. Right? You're going to be broke in no time if you do that. Step 4. Now, this one's going to hit my university-aged audience a little bit better. Hitting the bar every weekend like it's your job. Drinks, covers, Ubers, late night food. That is easily $100 gone every time you do that. You do that 4 weekends a month, and you've probably just spent half your rent trying to forget the work week. Now, this is a great way to speedrun your homelessness because you can also have a little bit of fun while you do it. In real life, small recurring habits like that are what quietly drain cash faster than any single big purchase. Fun now, broke later. People who aren't going down the broke road hate this method because it's so good at draining your bank account. All right, for this next part, I'm going to do a little lightning round. I'm just going to throw out some strats that can help your speedrun boost its time by, maybe a good 30 seconds, maybe a couple minutes. So, number 1, gambling. Pretty self-explanatory. This one can easily allow you to blow through thousands. Obviously you got a very, very slight chance of winning some money back, but you got to remember, the house always wins. You're going to lose your money. Number 2, quit any new job you start because you don't like it after the first shift. You get a new job, it pays better, it's got better hours, maybe it's got good benefits. You work there for the first time, first day, and you didn't really like it, so you don't come back. Good strat. This next one has been gaining a lot of popularity as well, but number 3, use buy now, pay later systems like Klarna or Afterpay. So you don't have to drop $200 for that new sweater or whatever the hell you want to buy. Instead, you can pay $50 every 2 weeks for the next 4 weeks or 4 months. I don't know, something like that. I'm not good at math. Additionally, on this one, finance things like designer clothes. So instead of paying the upfront like $1,000, whatever the hell it is for designer clothes, you can pay a couple $100 every month or a couple weeks for 7% interest, and instead of paying $1,000, boom, you just paid like $3,000 because you let it sit for so long. Number 4, have multiple subscriptions like streaming services, like Disney Plus, Prime, Netflix, whatnot, and they're all only $10 a month. So it doesn't even cost that much, right? Well, if it's only $10 a month and you have 10 different subscriptions, well, cool, you just paid $100 that month. 5, lastly but definitely not least, loan money out to friends and never receive it back. We all know those people. I'm looking at one guy I know. He's my go-to if I want to get broke. But give these people your money and never expect it back. Great strat. All right, now that our lightning round is over, we'll go back to our last steps. We only have 2 left, so I hope you've been studying, keeping notes. Step 6, don't invest small but consistent amounts of money into stocks and long-term growth assets like ETFs. Someone trying to retire with millions knows that them putting in small recurring amounts into things like the S&P 500 or other long-term growth assets will allow their money to compound over the years, and by the time they're 60 will probably be in the millions if done correctly. But my broke motherfuckers out there, they hate this idea. This is like repulsive to them, bro. This is like eating shit to a broke motherfucker, bro. If you're trying to speedrun homelessness, never do this shit, bro. Instead, opt out for something like crypto. But not the good crypto, not crypto that can be reliable, like, Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum, something like that. No. Go for those rug pull, buy and fly cryptos that you think are going to absolutely skyrocket to the moon and then lose all your money because you put it all into this get rich quick crypto. But to finish this off today, everybody, the last step to ensuring you will be broke, and this is important, okay? It's all about your mindset. The very most important part, never, ever, ever try to improve your financial situation through learning and practice. People who think they'll be broke and live paycheck to paycheck will be just that. Thanks, guys. Peace.